Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how to take care of your NBR extensions. All right, we're getting started and we're talking about brushing your hair. Now, I know this can seem like something that is really pretty easy and something you're like, yeah, I know how to brush my hair. But I realized, and it wasn't until after I had extensions, that I had been brushing my hair wrong this entire time. Like, I don't know why. It's just one of those things that we do so naturally, kind of like me just yanking at this ponytail to take my hair out of a bun. So we're just so used to going through the motions of things that we don't really stop and take a minute to be intentional about what we're doing. So we're gonna really focus and talk about how to take care of your hair extensions. Perfect. Now that that is out of that big old messy bun on top of my head, it's perfect to show you how to brush your hair without compromising it any more than we already have to. First things first is we're always going to start at the bottom of our hair. Now, the reason why this is so important with or without extensions is because we don't want to break our hair. A lot of times we lighten our hair, we color our hair, we heat style our hair. We're doing a lot of things to our hair that's kind of putting it in a little bit more of a fragile state if we don't take care of it properly. And one of the things that we do a lot, and I was totally guilty of it of myself, is here. I'll show you. Got this big mess, right? Here's this tangle. Insert brush into tangle and rip. Now, we've all done it. I've done it, and it wasn't until I had extensions that I realized this is causing so much unnecessary breakage and damage to my natural hair. That's why we want to make sure we're starting on the bottom and we're working our way up. That way the tangles are worked out of the bottom before we bring new tangles into the mess. So when we're brushing tangles out now from this mid-shaft area, they're pulling right through. Another thing that is so important about brushing your hair is making sure you have the proper brush. No matter what kind of brush you take and you put right here into the middle of this mess, you're gonna have breakage and you're gonna have unnecessary damage. So, starting at the bottoms and using a wet brush or a detangling brush. The brand of this one is a wet brush. I know Framar also makes a detangling brush, and so does Bath Pack. So those are the three brushes that I would recommend that are detangling, and that means that these bristles right here, they bend and they move. So when they get into a tangle, they bend to make sure that nothing's breaking. So the things that are only getting brushed out is smooth hair. Another really good thing to do if you have extensions or without extensions is to make sure that you're holding your hair in a ponytail like this and then brushing out the ends of your hair. If you are just pulling straight into this mess, you're causing unnecessary pulling at the scalp. And that's taking your hair out of the follicle and yanking on it. And we don't want to do that. We're trying to be gentle and have thick, luscious, gorgeous hair. So make sure that you're holding right here in like having tension. You can do it with a ponytail, whatever works best for you, but just hold here to make sure that your hand is kind of relieving that tension rather than just yanking straight on your hair. Once I have my hair completely free of tangles, then I can take this wet brush with those bendy bristles and go straight over my extension wefts. And this is really, really important to do. Smooths everything out. And because it's smooth, I can then gently go over these extension wefts. And if I ever feel like I maybe am catching a tangle here, I can go in, grab a little bit, and that way it doesn't pull on my hair. But otherwise, if I don't run into any tangles, you can brush right over your NBR wefts. And again, this is how I brush my hair right before I head over to wash it. That just allows the product to really hydrate my hair, saturate it. It doesn't have to work through any tangles or anything like that because my hair is prepped. This is the technique I use when I brush my hair in the morning to get ready. When I take my hair out of my braids or my ponytail that I've slept in, I brush really thoroughly. I start at the bottoms, I use a detangling brush, and I work my way up to the root area, making sure I'm not pulling on the beaded track that's attaching the extension hair to my natural hair.